I got another battle against somebody named Miko. Miko. I'm pretty sure it's Miko. Anyways, his team just looks super threatening, and he has three possible megas. But I was hoping it wasn't Kangaskhan because I'm pretty sure they banned it on PO, and I really hope Smogon bans it soon because I don't know. I feel like if people don't think it's broken, it's kind of like I can't even see any reasoning for it not being broken, and I can't wait till it gets banned. I don't even know if it has, but anyways, if that's a mega, then that sucks. Spoiler, it is. Battle's still really nice. If Tyranitar was a mega, this battle probably would have been a lot easier for me. And if Scizor was a mega, almost it would have been in between. Anyways, yeah, his team just looks really standard, but at the same time, it's standard for a reason. It's good. Um, Really, the only thing that was worrying me was the Rotom and the Kangaskhan. Aegislash is always a pain, but Scissor if it's banded too. But Rotom, Rotom could burn a lot of my team, and if my Breloom decided to be stupid, or if I decided to be stupid with my Breloom, it would have been a bigger problem. Anyways, gonna start the battle. So knowing that my Breloom takes on pretty much his entire team really well, I just decided to lead off with it, and I actually make a lot of bad plays in the first few turns, and that's gonna dig me a hole that I have to really get out of. I go for the Spore, and as soon as I clicked it, I was like, oh no, Rotom's always carry Chesto Berries now, so he's gonna wake up with his Chesto Berry, but thankfully he doesn't go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he actually just goes for the Volt Switch, but he actually does a pretty decent amount of damage, and he Volt Switches into his Talonflame, uh, or no, my bad. He doesn't have Talonflame. He Volt Switches into his Caesar, and I don't want to take a Bullet Punch at all. So he predicts this. He predicts me to go into my Talonflame, and he goes for the Quick Attack, which is like not the biggest prediction, but that was nice, I suppose. And now I make another misplay, and I go for the Roost. I know it because I felt like, oh, I have priority Roost, so I have to use it now. So that was a misplay. And then he goes for another quick attack, and that's doing a little over half each time. So I decided just to switch out into my Gengar, not deciding not to be stupid and go for another Roost. So he goes for the quick attack. Obviously, it doesn't affect me because I'm a ghost, and I go for the Sludge Bomb because I'm pretty sure that he's just gonna send in his Tyranitar, and I wanted to see if I could poison it, and it actually does very little damage. I'm not sure if that's just how much Sludge Bomb normally does on a Tyranitar, but yeah. Anyways, don't get the poison. Not too big of a deal, but yeah, I go for the Destiny Bond, and that was another bad play just because I knew that he could just go for the Stealth Rocks, and he does. And yeah, so now he got his rocks up for free, and I'm just getting damage on me every turn. My sash is broken, and things are just looking really bad right now. I go for the Sludge Bomb again, just trying to get the poison, just because I don't want to switch up a bunch since my sash is already broken, and I don't want things taking useless Stealth Rocks damage. So the Sludge Bomb actually does a really nice amount to his Rotom, and after Sand, I'm pretty sure I can just kill with the Shadow Ball, so that's what I go for. Plus, if he switches like he does, I get nice damage on whatever he switches into. So I get, I think, a little over half, maybe a little under half. Yeah, pretty much half on his Scissor. So at this point, I don't want to take Stealth Rock's damage. Oh, I do, I suppose. Never mind. I switched into my Talonflame. Yeah, I still had my Talonflame left, and it was at under half, so I could just fodder it off. And yeah, so now he Bullet Punches nothing, and yeah. So I go into my Greninja, and thinking I could probably just Hydro Pump to kill it. If not, maybe Dark Pulse would, since I am Life Orb. I go for the I went for the Hydro Pump, and I get a crit on the Tyranitar. So I don't really feel it mattered too much because since crits are only 1.5 now, I'm pretty sure even at 1.0 damage, I could still kill it with a Grass Knot afterwards because I do have Grass Knot. So I actually ended up going for it. I'm not necessarily sure why. I mean, I was fairly certain that like Dark Pulse or Ice Beam would kill it, even if it was in the sand. But I don't know. I just went for the Grass Knot. So I get rid of his Tyranitar. I don't think it would have mattered too much if I didn't get the crit. So yeah, he sends in his Excadrill, and he goes for the Earthquake, which I thought was a misplay. I'm guessing maybe he just doesn't have the Iron Head, because I feel like he didn't have any reason not to go for it. My Talonflame was dead, and really nothing on my team would have appreciated an Iron Head. So I get to go for the Dark Pulse, and I pop his Balloon. That doesn't really matter, but I go down to Sand as on the last turn of Sand. So now I know his Sand Rush is gone, so I go into my Gengar, thinking I might as well make use of it now that my sash is broken. So I go for the Shadow Ball, and I guess he didn't want anything else on his team to take it, even his Kangaskhan. Predicting the... Well, actually, he probably should have switched into his Kangaskhan, because I wouldn't have gone for the Sludge Bomb. He goes into his Scissor, and I'm fairly certain it's banded by now. So he just goes for the Bullet Punch, and that's easily going to be able to take me out. And I just didn't want anything else on my team to take a Bullet Punch. I go into my Garchomp because I know I have Flamethrower, and at this range of HP, I'm pretty sure it can take it out. I take the Bullet Punch, and so yeah, it brings me down to a little under half. So I take him out with a Flamethrower, and yeah, I gotta get rid of one of his biggest threats. Then he sends in his Kangaskhan, and at this point I'm just like, oh, this is his Mega, and it's such a pain. Like, I really hate fighting this thing, just because the battles are usually really good, and then they send out their Mega Kangaskhan, and they just win, and it's just a bother. So yeah, I luckily get off the Earthquake. He doesn't go for the Sucker Punch or anything. He goes for the Power Up Punch, so I'm sure you guys know what a Kangaskhan does. Power Up Punches gets pretty much a free SD with damage, and then it can just Sucker Punch me. I didn't want to predict the Sucker Punch and switch into something else, because he could have easily gone for like the return, and I could have gone for the Earthquake, and he still could have lived that. So anyways, I go into my Diggersby, and I guess he didn't know that I was Scarfed, so I go for the return, and he doesn't go for the Sucker Punch. So that's lucky. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have lived it. So I get to take down his Mega Kangaskhan. So at this point, I'm just like, that Kangaskhan really messed up the battle. So he sends in his Aegislash. I'm Choice Scarfed, so I have to switch. He goes for the Sacred Sword on my Breloom, and right here I have to... These are my last two pokes left, so I have to make some serious plays. He's got his Aegislash and his Rotom. My Diggersby really can't touch it if I'm locked into Earthquake, so his Rotom at least. So he knocks me down to 6%. That's enough for me to fodder it off to Rocks next time I switch into it. So what I decided to do is I predict his Shadow Sneak, knowing that he wouldn't want it to be put to sleep with the Spore. So I switch into my Diggersby, and then I predict him again to switch into his Rotom, because if I went for the Earthquake, and then I switched in, and he didn't, and he did switch into his Rotom, then I would have lost. So I predict the Rotom to switch in. I take that out, and now he sends back in his Aegislash. I send in my Breloom after he goes for the Sacred Sword. I guess he just didn't see it coming, and yeah, I fodder off my Breloom to Rocks. He stance changes and whatnot. That doesn't matter, because I've actually seen my Scarf Diggersby take out Aegislashes with an Earthquake, even in their defensive form. I'm not sure if it matters how much defensive EVs they have. Most don't run any. So he knows that he lost. He could King Shield like a douche, but he decides not to. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah, I don't know. I was pretty proud of that play at the time. So yeah, looking back on it, I suppose it wasn't too hard. But yeah. Thanks for watching if you did, guys. And again, if you guys want to get a battle, if it's good, I'll definitely upload it, and leave your friend code below, or message me if you want to get a battle. Yeah, see ya.